Rusty, I don't think I can make it any simpler than what we've been talking about for this past week.
No, I know. I just driving the state line exactly a beer run, you know? I mean, what about the toll stops?
We're using cash. I'll be in the back. We'll be fine. Besides, it's not you they're looking for.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You know, you keep reading over that, it'll get to your head.
I don't like the idea of you leaving with him still around. It's not good. I mean, I just wish you'd stay.
Rusty, I can't, and you know that. Then again, I suppose saving my life is worth another day or two. Thanks.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
You Alan Miller of the Miller Motel?
No, he owns it. I just look after it. The name's Russell Collins. You can call me Rusty if you like.
I think I will. You know me, Rusty?
No.
You wouldn't be lying to me, would you?
No, sir. I don't know you.
Don't know you. Well, if that's the case, how come you say your name's so good without knowing the second letter? You better wipe that egg off your face before I shit a brick. Oh, God.
Well, who the hell are you?
Oh, shoot. All this horsing around nearly made me forget. The name's Glenn. Side of my truck, you're filling the rest.
So what, you some kind of repairman or something?
Well, I can be, you know, if such an occasion presents itself.
Well, be that as it may, I'm sorry to tell you, I didn't call for no repair job, so.
Is that right? Well, ain't that a shame?
Why do you say that?
Well, a repair job on top of a installation
No, I
SMS
mean,
would have
why-
felt a lot better on the wallet than
Wait just a minute now. Now you're installing something now?
estimating.
What? Estimating?
Estimating. You know, I'm here to do the eyeballing so your new AC units will fit. I'm your estimation man, I suppose.
God damn it, I didn't call for one of them neither.
Well, now, hold on. I believe you didn't. But your Mr. Miller sure did. He didn't tell you.
Nobody told me anything.
Nobody, huh? Is that what you think of me?
Now wait just a minute now. I don't know you, I never met you before. You come rolling up in here, playing all sorts of games, chesting your way into my place of business, and all on what sounds to me like nothing more than a big fat snake oil pitch. Now, I'm sorry if I'm inconveniencing you, but given the nature of all this, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. You can come back tomorrow if it still suits you.
Rusty, you look like an upstanding young man. But sounds to me like my being here ain't exactly your call. Now, if you want to make it, you can. But if you do, you're gonna have to call up your Mr. Miller, probably during lunch, and explain to him why you're keeping a man that he's paying by the hour from doing his job. Now, if you don't make that call, I'll be in and out of your hair before you know it. We got a deal.
All right. Come on. God damn, we really gotta go through all this?
Yeah, well, may look like a lot, I'll give you that. I'm sure you'll find that it ain't. Down there, all of it is just fill in the blanks. Quite the place, Rusty.
You know, I'm pretty well situated up here if you want to go about making your measurements. Don't let me stop you.
Well, while that idea is much appreciated, you can't likely check your units without knowing the ins and outs of what I'm checking. Without it, I'll be flying blind.
That's fair, I guess.
Besides, shooting the shit with a fellow Horton man should make that paperwork go right on by.
Mm-hmm.
You mind? Hey, Rusty boy. You wouldn't happen to have a beer in that fridge you'd be willing to part with, would you?
No.
No? What kind of Horton man ain't got a beer in his fridge? Come on, one ain't gonna...
I said there ain't none in there.
Okay.
Says I ain't from Horton. I grew up in Langley.
Is that right?
That's right.
Well, shit. That's all you had to say. Everybody knows y'all can be a little prickly. No offense intended. But if you grew up in Langley, I bet you must have gone to Roosevelt High.
I did.
When you finished?
Left about 6 years ago, last April.
Well, shoot. You might have just missed my kid then.
Your kid?
Yes, sir. Before she up and run off on me, I had a kid that went there too once upon a time. As a matter of fact, there she is. Look familiar?
No.
Are you sure? Well, it is an older picture. That's the last year she had her braces on. Fucking thing cost me $3,000. And a year's worth of her bitching. Are you sure you ain't seen her?
Yeah, I said I'm sure.
I'm serious now. If you see her, you give me a call. Hell, I'd be willing to pay you at this point to get her back.
Well, I'll keep in mind.
No. You go ahead and hold on to that. You can never be too careful. Yes, sirree. I'm gonna need all the help I can reeling that bitch in.
So why'd she run on you?
Get right down to it, don't you? It was to be with this guitar-playing son of a bitch. Hell, you can spot the grease in that boy's smile from a mile away. She was head over heels for that bum. They start dating, and before you know it, she's telling me they were getting married. And they were gonna spend their lives living off the road or some deadbeat shit. Anyway, my girl didn't share her old man's suspicions. Then surprise, surprise, old Greaseboy turned out to be unfaithful. Yeah, he'd been fucking some silver spoon groupie on the side a week before their wedding. Word spread. And when I heard, she heard the same. I rushed back to my place where they were staying, and I guess you might say it was too late. Wily little bit. Will you look at that? You have a spare?
Yeah. So what happened?
Well, as I said, I walked in on the two of them. I suppose she did what she thought was natural. That's kill him.
She killed him?
Yes, sir. Hell hath no fury, I suppose.
I don't believe you.
What makes you say that, Rusty? You didn't know that my little girl wasn't nothing but a bona fide murdering maniac?
That girl could never hurt anyone! I mean, she's just a girl, right? I mean, given the nature of all this, isn't it?
Boy, she must have turned the charms on when she found you. Lonely boy in the lonely motel, just aching for something worth caring for. I bet you hid her and didn't even ask why.
I did all right, but I didn't need to.
You know, your rag there says that they both fled when they found the grease boy. That kind of leaves this case wide open, don't you think?
Between the two of you? Now, your little song and dance out there might have been convincing, but that's all it was a song and dance. And when I see some bullshitting redneck and that sweet girl accused of the same crime, I know which way I'm leaning, and there ain't nothing gonna lean me back.
You know, Rusty, you ain't gonna believe this. But I ain't one for wasting time. So I'm gonna cut right down to it. Where's my daughter?
No.
You're playing with the horns now, young fella. You see, that girl is the only thing between me and an iron box in Braxton. Now, I'm gonna start counting. By the time I get to 3, you better get me my girl, or I'm gonna make you a permanent part of this shithole. 1. 2. Fine. I'll do this your way. You know, I hate to say it, but you got sand, Rusty. Now, it's not the kind I need right now, but it's the kind I like in a man. That goes far for me. Speaking of sand, My girl's fiance, the grease boy, he had quite a bit too. You see, when I busted in on both of them, most of the damage had been done. My girl managed to tie him up. I'm not sure how. Then she strapped him to a railing so he couldn't move. Then she took one of those T-shaped three-bladed razors, stretched back his lips, and brushed those lies right out of Grease Boy's mouth. Then she sealed him up with tape. And he drowned in his own blood and gums with just that razor. Now, I'm not talking about one of those cheap disposable ones either. I'm talking about one of those nice silver ones. Used to be mine, if I recall. You know, cops never did find that razor. But they will. When they do, they'll know, like I do. That believing is seeing, no matter the story, who's in it, or how much you wish it wasn't true. But then again, who am I kidding? I'm just a mean old bullshitting redneck. Right? Maybe when all's said and done, the judge will give me what I have coming. Oh, and Rusty. You know the thing about bullshit?